French-British government plan for Nigeria. In 2027 exposed. With the change of power in Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali and Chad, which led to the ousting of the French government in those countries, which became a potential threat to the British stronghold in Nigeria, a new deal is in place, and this time it is no longer between President Tinubu and the Europeans. Tinubu was pushed off the equation when he failed to lead a battle against Niger as he promised the French government. Tinubu cannot be trusted again. Remember that President Tinubu earlier declared military actions against these countries, but soft-pedaled after weighing the consequences. Even the North was against Tinubu waging war against Niger, but today they are the ones making deals with the French government. France has sustained itself for ages from the resources it stole from their colonies in Africa. Recently, the war between Russia and Ukraine caused a rift between France and Russia. This was caused by France's open and military support for Ukraine. This angered Russia, which made Russia help Francophone countries regain total independence from France. Since then, France has been looking for a way to take back power from the military leaders in those countries. They have used blackmail, assassination plot, and coup, yet failed. The only option remaining is military action against these countries, something Tinubu has refused to give them. Remember that since President Tinubu assumed power, he has been the darling of France, but not anymore. Inside information reaching us states that the British and French governments have concluded plans to use the Fulani jihadists to topple the Tinubu government and take over the government in 2027. Agreement has been made and signed, and in that agreement, Fulani has promised them if they take over power, they will use ECOWAS to levy war against Niger, Burkina Faso, Chad and Mali in other to bring France back to those countries. How do the Fulani plan to take power come 2027? That's where it gets more interesting. The influx of the Fulani jihadists into Nigeria and the current continuous kidnapping and killing of people by the Fulani herdsmen terrorists is not by chance, neither is it an accident. It is a plan well executed. The aim is to make President Tinubu's government ungovernable, force the people to reject him, and then remove him come 2027. In other words, they are about to give him a Jonathan's treatment. Don't forget that Tinubu was aware of the French plan to use Fulani jihadists to fight the Niger Republic, but seeing how they are killing people in Nigeria, he became uncomfortable and decided to ask his masters about what was happening. Tinubu recently flew into France to have a chat with the French president. He reminded the French president of their agreement to help him secure a second tenure, but unfortunately, the French president snubbed him and flew into Egypt, leaving him behind. Tinubu immediately headed to London to seek help, and again, it yielded nothing. It was made clear to him that the plan was to kick him out and have him replaced with a Fulani man. Come 2027, France and Britain plan to hand the presidency to Fulani. Should this happen, we are going to see wars, not just domestic wars, but West African wars. France is desperate to have their gold back, and Britain is making sure what happened to France doesn't happen to them. They will use the Fulani jihadists to cause deep insecurity, spoil the minds of the people, and open the way for a Fulani presidency. Then they can fight other African countries that don't want to be allies to the French government. The way out is for the Tinubu government to quickly go back to the regional government and placate the East by releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's the only way to whittle down the power of the Fulani people backed by the French and British governments. This information might be new to ordinary people but not top government officials.